is currently getting pretty close to 2 in the morning right now. Sorry about the really wonky lighting. I'm filming this on my phone because even though my camera is right there on the floor next to me, I can't seem to reach down and grab it, and I'm not sure what I would balance it on anyway right now. But I just wanted to film as much as I possibly could right now because I'm alone in the house. Phoenix is going to be dog sitting for her mother for about a week, and my roommate has gone off to another state just pretty much for the hell of it for a few days. So I'm here by myself, and that's fine. And right now I'm definitely having some health problems. I've been wanting to have the opportunity to pick up a camera and film stuff like this for you guys so you can see just how rough it gets for me, because I don't think that people in general, not just people on YouTube, people in general, I don't think they appreciate very well how difficult chronic health problems are for people who suffer from them, and how much it gets in the way of your daily life. I mean, the fact that it's almost 2 a.m. right now and I'm still just on the couch, nowhere near my bedroom right now because I can't even move. And it came completely out of nowhere. There was no warning, there was no reason for it. Nothing triggered it at all. It was just, I was fine, and then all of a sudden, snap of the fingers, I wasn't fine anymore. All of a sudden, I could actually see my body swelling up, like my face swells up, my stomach swells up. It's horrible. Everything just swells up all at once. I get really, really nauseous, and I don't mean just like, oh, I feel kind of funny. Like, I get nauseous like when you have stomach flu. I either feel like I'm going to throw up or I do throw up, and it is not nice at all. And at the same time that's happening, the pain sets in, and it's never the same kind of pain. If I had stabbing pain yesterday, that doesn't mean it'll be stabbing pain today. Like right now, I've got the nausea, and I just have this dull ache everywhere. It's really, really nasty. The best way I can explain it is, for absolutely no good reason at all, it feels like I got into a car crash, pretty much. It feels like after you're in a car crash, that nasty, tired, painful, sick feeling you get is how I'm feeling right now. And this is actually like a good moment for me. Like, this level of pain and nausea isn't that bad compared to what normally happens to me, but it's bad enough that it incapacitates me. It makes it really difficult for me to get anything done. I was in the middle of working on volume 3 of the Fire Sphere graphic novel series that I'm a part of, and I had to stop because I can't even focus on anything. I feel too crap to even sit here and draw anything or color anything in right now. And I am so glad I managed to get my video up on YouTube before this set in, because there's no way I'd be able to edit anything right now either. I can sit here and just hold the camera up for right now, but it's starting to shake already, as I'm sure you can see. But I can't edit anything together. I can't think clearly enough. And once this beginning stage of this goes away, I'm gonna fall into the next stage, which is like my brain just turns to mush and I just can't focus or be a regular human being. My memory's gonna go to shit. I'm gonna get confused by everything. It's just not gonna be fun. And I'm going to try my best to turn on the camera and document everything as it's happening today and possibly tomorrow, depending on how I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to keep trying to do this for about a week to try to catch every type of health issue that I go through on a weekly basis so you guys can see this and understand what it's like for people in my situation. It's like 3 a.m. now. As you can tell by this video, I still haven't managed to go to sleep yet. I've tried everything I can think of to try to get myself to go to sleep, and my body's just not having it at all. I feel disgusting. I'm still really bloated out. I'm still feeling really, really sick. And what I generally hear is that when you're feeling nausea from a chronic pain disease, you should always give in and eat some food no matter how bad you feel, because if you don't eat, even though you feel like shit, you're gonna end up starving yourself. I've done that before. It's not fun. It's very, very bad. Don't do that. Try your best to eat something, even if it's just a couple of crackers, just anything at all. Just try to eat something. And that's what I did. I tried to just eat a teeny tiny bowl of salad. I got it in. It didn't want to stay. Things went kind of south and I had to leg it to the bathroom. But I did my best, and the state I'm in now, I'm in much more pain than the last time I turned the camera on. It hurts a lot. It's getting to the point where if I don't fall asleep soon, I'm probably going to be biting the pillow and screaming from the pain because it's escalating so quickly and getting so out of control already. And it's gone from dull ache to then this almost cold pain. I don't know how else to explain that, unfortunately. And now it just feels like all of my bones are breaking at the same time. And everything's just so uncomfortable and painful right now. And as far as the fatigue slash painsomnia goes, it's really weird to explain. It's like in my head, I can tell that I'm tired and I can tell that I need to go to sleep. And like my head knows that. It's like, yeah, we're exhausted. All I want to do is sleep. But my body is just not complying with that at all. It's not shutting down. My body doesn't feel tired. It feels like it's nowhere near ready to go to sleep, but my head feels the opposite. And it's really weird to have that mind to body disconnect all the time. But I'm probably gonna turn the camera off for right now, and I'll check in on everybody either at some other point during the night or tomorrow morning and let you guys know how everything is going. Alright, so I actually filmed for about 5 minutes or so the morning after that last clip, and for some reason I cannot get it to go through on iMovie right now, so I'm gonna have to just kind of repeat through the audio here what happened that morning. Basically, I woke up during the night. I fell asleep at like 3:15 in the morning or something like that, and I was awake again by 4:30 in the morning, just feeling terrible, and I had the worst time trying to get back to sleep after that, which sucked. And after that, I had to spend like the better portion of about half an hour or so trying to force myself back to sleep so I could get some rest. And the pain had gotten so bad that I couldn't even lift my phone up to film any of it. That's how bad it was. Like, I couldn't even move my hand. I was in so much pain. And then the following, well, later that morning, I guess, when I fully woke up for the rest of the day, I got myself into the living room and some of the pain had subsided, just enough that I could at least function and move somewhat, but the nausea was still so bad that I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to eat. I had to basically survive on a protein shake all morning, and then I tried to rest until Phoenix got here, and when she was on her way to the house, that's when I filmed this next clip. So it's now about 6:30 in the evening, and sorry about the traffic noise. I managed to kind of get out and do something, though not very well. I made my first attempt at just going to a little consignment store that our graphic novels are in right now,
And I tried to just take my cane, which was a big mistake because I was falling all over the place. So then I went back home and I tried to just relax for a little bit and eat something. All I did all day was eat a salad. That's it. Just a salad, nothing else, nothing extra on it. And I was getting really sick just from that. So I had to have a protein shake to get the nutrients that I needed into my body for the day because I don't think I'll be able to eat anything else the rest of the day. And then I rested for a little while and I felt a little bit better. Like the pain went away. It's just my normal everyday pain now. It isn't like an extreme amount of pain anymore, but the nausea is still here really badly and making it really hard for me to eat anything, which is making me weak and dizzy. So I have no balance. So I had to use my walker. And we went to Barnes and Noble and just kind of strolled around there, but I could only do it for about 15 minutes before I had to go back home. So that's about where I am at this present moment in time. I did all I could for the day and I'm just staying in for the rest of the night. I'm glad that the pain has pretty much subsided now because that was really getting horrible. But the bloating and the nausea is still here and it's supposed to rain pretty much all week. So the chances of me having flares all week are pretty high right now, which kind of sucks because tomorrow I was really looking forward to doing a bunch of really fun stuff in Bollesburg, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm gonna try. I always try. I don't want to become one of these people who is just chained to their sofa their entire life because they don't feel well. That just seems like a miserable existence to me. I want to try my best to get around. And I got some good news. During my most recent Comic-Con, my dad let me try a power chair because I live in a really hilly area. I live kind of in the mountains, and it's extremely difficult for me with my chronic pain issues to push myself up hills and control myself going down hills in my manual wheelchair. And it's hard for Phoenix too because it takes a lot of strength. She has to push a wheelchair, which is like 35 pounds already, plus my weight in it. Plus, she generally has to balance anything that I can't hold in my lap while trying to make sure I'm safely going up and down hills. And I wasn't comfortable with how physically demanding that is on her. So my dad kind of surprised me with that and let me try it for a few days. And he was like, if you like it, then I'll just send it to you. Because he also wanted my grandpa to try it. And my grandpa, of course, was being a grandpa and all like, oh, this is too modern for me. I don't like it. And he like refused to even take it outside anywhere. So my dad messaged me last night and told me that by my birthday, he should have the power chair here, which means that I'll no longer have to worry about taking my walker everywhere or taking my manual wheelchair everywhere. I can just keep the power chair in the car 24/7, just leave it there and use it whenever I go out, because the reason I wanted this specific power chair is it collapses very, very small. Like it can fit between the back of the front seat of the car and the middle seat in that little tiny area, so it doesn't take up like all of our grocery space and convention space and everything. It's really, really nice and portable like that. So it's going to be nice to be able to just keep that in the car and not have to worry about it. Because for the most part, I don't really need it in the house. I mean, when I'm in the house, I'm either using my walker, because my walker is one of the ones that has a seat on it, so I just kind of push myself around in it like a weird little walker wheelchair combo thing. And for the most part, I'm just sitting on the sofa when I'm inside the house. But it is going to make things so much easier. I told him that just over a few days I was testing it, it was vastly improving my quality of life. So that's where I am right now. I'll try to update you later tonight before I go to bed again and let you know how I'm doing. It's half after midnight and not a whole lot has changed since my last update. My pain is still pretty well managed right now, but the nausea is really horrible. Actually, that's changed a little bit. The nausea's gotten much worse. And still, all I've eaten today is a salad, and I feel this horrible. If I so much as try to drink a glass of water, I feel like I'm going to throw up. And it sucks because I feel really, really thirsty and I can't do anything about it. And I'm just ready for this to be done already. I don't want to feel like this anymore right now. It's starting to get me down a little bit.
which it does when I'm doing this badly generally. I don't know. I hope when I wake up in the morning that it's over so I can actually have some real fun tomorrow.
Sorry for the only audio again. I'm sure you'll understand as soon as you hear what happened. I reached the peak of the flare. I had a day so bad yesterday. I haven't had a flare day that horrific since high school. And I'm going to talk to you about it. So if, a lot of the stuff that's already happened in this video is something that really bothers you, like throw up or blood or pain or any of that stuff, stay far away from this section of the video. It's going to get bad. The night before yesterday, I went to bed pretty normally. Didn't really feel anything out of the ordinary, didn't feel any triggers or anything. Thought I was going to have a day that was just fine and that I'd be able to get all of my work done. So I go to bed and I wake up at 8 in the morning yesterday. And the second I woke up, I felt horrific. I had so much pain that was so severe and coming from just everywhere that I immediately felt like I was going to throw up. That's how bad the pain was. The pain was so horrible that my body didn't know how to react to it other than purging. So I had to get out of bed, crawl to the bathroom, which is luckily only one door away, and I threw up for about 5 whole minutes nonstop, and it was awful because I was already in pain. That's why I was throwing up, and then the throwing up was causing my muscles to tense up, and I was in even more pain then, and it was just this vicious cycle of that. Finally stopped, crawled back to the bedroom, and tried to get back into bed because I was exhausted from the pain, and I was exhausted from the throwing up, so I was like, the only way I'm getting through this is if I just go back to sleep and rest. But the second I decided to lie down to go back to sleep, it got bad again. The second I got into that reclined position, I needed to throw up. So once again, I had to crawl out of bed, crawl to the bathroom, throw up again, only this time I was in there twice as long. I was in there for 10 minutes doing it nonstop. And then I was like, okay, I'm exhausted. I just want to go to sleep. That's all I want, is to just go to sleep. So I crawl back into the bedroom and I think, well, last time when I reclined, that's when it came back. So this time I just won't recline. I have a wedge and it's shaped like the top portion of a chair. So when you put that behind your head, you're sitting up like you're sitting in a chair. So I was like, maybe this will help. Got into the sitting position, still had to throw up. And I was like, well, what the hell can I do to make it so I don't have to throw up no matter what I do? I can't get any rest. So I scrambled back to the bathroom, and this time there was nothing left in my body. I had already purged everything that was in me. I was literally just stuck in there, heaving and retching with all my muscles feeling like they were on fire, with nothing coming out because there was nothing left to throw up. And at this point, I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. I'm getting so weak and I feel so much pain. I can't physically keep crawling back and forth like this. So I look under the sink where the medicine is and I find a bottle of NyQuil. And I just chugged it. I didn't really care in that minute what was going to happen to me, what the side effects were. All I wanted was to just go to sleep. So I took it, and it didn't take long because I was so weak and I had nothing in my system to feel the effects. So I'm like, good, I'm finally exhausted and I'm going to go to sleep. So I crawl back to my bed and I decided to just lie down. I was like, screw it. I don't care. No matter what I do, I'm going to feel sick anyway. If I puke in the bed, I puke in the bed. There's nothing that I can do about it at this point. I can't just stay in the bathroom all day. And I fell asleep almost immediately thanks to the NyQuil. I woke up at about 4 in the afternoon. That is how long I slept this off. And luckily, I didn't feel like I had to throw up anymore. Not that there was anything left to throw up. The nausea in that sense was gone, but I still felt this heavy feeling in my stomach. I didn't want to eat any food. and the pain was still extremely intense, so bad I couldn't even sit upright by myself. Luckily for me, 4 p.m. is about the time Phoenix gets home from work. The second I heard the door open downstairs, one of my cats came down, meowed at her, circled her, and begged her to follow them, and she listened to them because my cats are really smart. They know when I'm doing really badly, and they always lead her to where I am. And she immediately went into like full nurse mode, made sure that I was okay, got me fluids because even though I couldn't eat anything, I needed to stay hydrated, and I'd been up there the entire day with no water or anything. So she made sure that I got a ton of fluids in me last night. She made sure that if I thought I could even eat one bite of food, that she prepared it for me. She wanted to know if I needed help getting to another room so that I would be a little less bored and less likely to get sad. She did everything that she could until it was time to go back to sleep, because even though I'd slept all day, I was still exhausted. So I went to sleep at a pretty reasonable hour last night, woke up this morning not too long ago, and luckily all that nausea is completely gone. I certainly don't feel hungry at all, but the nausea's gone. The pain is still here though. It's about half or so of what it was yesterday, thank goodness, but it's still too bad for me to do anything. And this is one of the worst parts of having any kind of chronic pain disease. I have right now 2 Etsy jobs I need to fulfill. I have graphic design work I need to do. I have an enormous amount of the 3rd graphic novel I'm working on to do because I'm actually behind on it right now. I have a lot to do, and then on top of that, because I'm too sick to do anything right now, and I'm in too much pain to do anything right now, and both of the people who live with me are either at work or trying to tend to me, the house is becoming a mess. Every room in my house needs tidying desperately. My lawn is overgrown. Everything is just terrible right now, and there's nothing I can do about it because it's actually a danger for me to try to handle any of that stuff by myself right now, and they just can't. They're trying to make sure I'm okay. And mess like that stresses me out. I want my house to be clean and tidy all the time. 1, because I just never know when people want to stop by, and 2, because it's not healthy for me to live in a messy environment because I have basically no immune system to speak of. But stress makes my chronic pain feel worse. So on goes another vicious cycle. I'm stressed because my house is untidy right now and my lawn's overgrown, but the stress is making the pain worse, which makes it so I can't take care of it. So that's about where we stand right now. I am desperate for the pain to just stop already. I'm getting to a point where it's affecting my emotional health. I'm really having a hard time with it. And I think this is where I'm going to leave this video off. I think that I'm through with recording because it's tiring me out, but I wanted you guys to see what it's like for me. And apart from what happened yesterday, this is a very regular occurrence for me the rest of this video, where out of nowhere I will just be in an enormous amount of pain that I cannot stand, but I have to try desperately to just keep on going anyway. So my hopes for this video are that it reaches the right people. I hope that if you're someone who's ever felt the slightest bit irritated or impatient with someone who suffers from a chronic disease of any kind, that by watching this video, you understand better now that we are honestly trying our very best, and that oftentimes we don't get any warning that we're about to go down. We don't get to just know, hey, tomorrow you can't see your grandma because you're going to be sick. It's not that we don't want to do things. It's not that we're using our pain to wiggle out of things. It's that there is no warning. There are very few triggers that you can guarantee will cause it to flare up. You just have to hope that every minute of every day it won't happen. That's all for this video, and I hope it was educational for you.